live from New York. It's the show that is disputing some of the accusations around the internet that say that I'm Captain Easy Stance. Okay?
What do you mean?
That's not
Well,
up
I've got
for
my
dispute.
predictions, and I'm always have these out
Let
of
me
the...
guess.
Let's
Eagles
guess.
over the Chiefs. How about that?
No, that's not what
I don't think it is. I think it's going to be Eagles over someone else, but it's definitely Eagles.
Yes,
We all
because
know.
they're the best team.
Which is why you're Captain Easy.
Who are
Stance.
you picking?
There's a whole song about it. We'll find out, but certainly not the defending champ. Tell you that much right now.
Exactly. Because the Eagles beat them.
Listen, buddy.
Wow,
Just
Eagles?
lean into it.
Maybe I won't.
Okay. But when you do, lean into it. You gotta lean for this upcoming NBA season?
Lean in the easy stance.
Do you?
I like the Thunder.
Yeah, we know.
Young, play great defense.
We know.
All five positions.
You're a superhero.
Okay. Cowboys last year, with and without Micah, they gave up 27 points a game with Micah. Without Micah, there was only 4 games. They gave up 30.
The passer rating number's pretty bad.
The passer rating number is bad, but for the record, 27 points
is really bad.
Fantastic.
No, they were the number 31 scoring defense over the course of the entire year.
Yeah. So are you buying Jones's rationale?
No, not one bit. It sounds like he's trying to justify the trade that everybody knows is a bad trade, I feel. One, you're going to be better without him. I think this is an EPA stat that Nick will like.
I don't like it.
Over the 4 years of Micah's career,
Yeah.
EPA, Cowboys have the best defense, EPA, when he's on the field. When he's off the field, it's the worst in the league.
Yep.
So that shows you the huge gap between when Micah plays and when he doesn't play. So you're not going to be better without him. Stop the run. Okay, yeah, they have been bad against the run. Micah's not the greatest against the run, as happens with some big-time pass rushers. But you could have improved the run and kept Micah Parsons. All right. Thirdly, he said, because I watched the whole press conference. Of course. All right. He said.
I watched it live, bro. What about you?
Yeah, I didn't watch it live.
Okay.
But
I did both.
I watched it. Yeah, I was
Go ahead.
grinding. Look, paying 3 guys over 50% of their salary cap would have been huge. And we don't think they would have been a great team even with Micah, but still, what shoots, the air out of that from Jerry is you were willing to sign him. Yeah. You wanted to sign him. So this was a plan B. And it was about Jerry's pride and ego. He thought he had a deal with Micah. And when Micah says, no, I want the guy that I pay to negotiate my deals to do it, all right? Why take that personal? Just because he didn't do it like Michael Irvin did it or any of your other superstars in the past did it, you should have respected that he hired a guy to negotiate the contract, do it with him. So this was Jerry's pride and ego getting in the way of, I think, what was best for the Dallas Cowboys, what their fan base wanted. And look, I'm just going to say it. I think Jerry Jones has become the worst GM in the league. He's become the worst GM in the league. Like, if you look at the way the CeeDee Lamb deal, the Dak deal, how long he waited, even, heck, Micah, he could have got this done long ago for much cheaper and then had the money, as you've said, Nick, to sign other guys. So you wouldn't have been jammed up with the 3 highest paid players in the league at their positions if you had signed Micah. So it's just a mess, and I'm not buying his rationale at all. They're going to have a bad season. And to be honest, I think the future is pretty bleak too.
Okay. To your point at the end, had they signed Micah at the first possible opportunity, the top of the D-end market at that moment was $34 million. It was Nicky Bosa's deal. Had they signed him, you know what I mean, the beginning of last offseason, right when the other superstars of his draft class got signed. The only one who didn't, the only superstar of that draft class that wasn't signed last offseason was Jamar Chase, who, by the way, another team that I don't think always does business well, and they ended up paying through the nose for it. So I agree with you there. I think it is disastrous and an indictment on Jerry Jones that they ended up where they were this week and yesterday. I would have signed Micah at my first possible opportunity. if I determined I can't pay Micah, Dak, and CD, CD would have been the one I traded because I think that's more easily replaceable and you're paying Dak already. And if I, after signing Dak, signing CD, and then seeing this past year determine trading Micah's on the board, I would have rather done it before the draft.
Yes.
Yep.
All those things. But you can't, where they were this week is where they were this week. And given where they were 72 hours ago, I don't think they did terribly in the trade, and I understand the trade. So I want to make it very clear. I wouldn't be in the business of backing myself into the corner to where trading Micah Parsons makes sense. But where I feel no one is being fair, so to speak, to Jerry Jones is if the Cowboys yesterday, if the breaking news was the Cowboys signed Micah Parsons to 4 years, $188 million, we'd be making fun of Jerry Jones. We'd be saying, Mike, look at what you cost yourself. The market was 34, then it was 40, then it was 41, now you're at 47. And we'd all be saying, we're not changing our playoff picks.
No.
They're still missing. So if you are, we thought the Cowboys were kind of stuck. And I don't know about you, I didn't look at them as, all right, this year I think they're going to be bad, but next year, you know what I mean, sky's the limit. I know a lot can change. I do think, given where the corner Jerry backed them into, that this trade gives them some flexibility that maybe gives them the possibility to remake a team that we felt needed to be remade. That's all I'm saying. Like, I know it's a little confusing of a take. I don't mean it to be, but like, you have the extra draft picks. The defense, to your point, KW, was 31 in the league last year, and I know Micah missed 4 games, but he was out there for 13 of them. Mm-hmm. They have holes all over the place. And I hate that they got to this point because the whole idea of the draft is to maybe be able to get a first ballot Hall of Famer, which Mike is on pace to be. But once you drove down this wrong road, yes, you can say we shouldn't have turned on to it, but once you're where you're at, I don't think this was a disastrous outcome because signing him for $48 million or $47 million a year and having far and away the highest paid quarterback, far and away the highest paid non-quarterback, and one of the highest paid skill position guys in the league, you're not going to be a champion that way. You're just not going to be. We've never seen it. And so I understand the move once they got there.
I hear you, but the reason they got to this point
was Jerry.
And it's the way he's always done it. That's the thing. You delayed on the other guys, you delayed on Micah, and now you found out you were here. And he called Micah Michael like 4 times.
One of those times, to be fair, the time where Steven corrected him, the question was about a Michael Irvin, Micah Parsons conversation. And so he didn't know if it was talking about Michael or Micah. But
he did screw
it up a few times. But the one that's gone viral where Steven steps in and he's like, no, Micah, that was actually a real clarification. Sports Media Ombudsman took a bit of an L yesterday, so I need to clean that up.
He puts up a lot of shots. Maybe take a week off.
Whether you like it or not, we got. What is interesting, and look, I think they should have signed Mike. I think they should have done it long ago. But Myles Garrett on the Browns, they're going to be bad, a non-factor. Pittsburgh, neither of us has them in the playoffs. TJ Watt,
never won a playoff game.
And haven't. And now you got Micah. Now he's going in Green Bay. Obviously, they're going to be good. But if he had gone to Dallas, we don't think they would have.
But go down a tick on the next highest paid guys, and it's Nicky Bosa, who's been to a couple Super Bowls, Chris Jones, who's been to all the Super Bowls, like Danielle Hunter, who's on Texas team that plays in playoff games. Go ahead.
Meanwhile, in Green Bay, Micah enthusiasm is moving the markets. Packers odds jumped. They are now the favorites in the divisions over the Lions. They have the second best odds in the entire NFC, and they now have the 5th best Super Bowl odds. Does anyone or is anyone ready to say the Packers are the best team in the NFC?
Spoiler alert.
Oh, wow.
Because I know we're doing our picks in a few moments. I am ready to say that the Green Bay Packers will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. All right? I was a year. Did I pick them
last year?
I was a year early.
Yeah, but you
I was
saw
a year early.
But you saw it.
I got them going to the Super Bowl because here's the deal. And I had them winning the division before the trade, but I think I said yesterday I was leaning toward picking Detroit.
Yep.
Their defense, if you looked at the Packers and you thought of a weakness, outside of maybe questions if you have them about Jordan Love, but their defense, it was, okay, the cornerbacks, the pass rush
It was
isn't really
pass
there.
defense was the concern because of the corners and the lack
and the
of the
lack
star
of a
pass
rush.
rusher. Yep.
Now, Micah solves both of them to me because obviously you got a great pass rusher. Rashawn Gary is good.
Good.
And he's been getting double teamed all these years. Now, he's not going to be the one getting double teamed. It's going to be Micah. So you pencil in Micah's 12 sacks. Then Rashawn Gary's might go up to double digits. And then the cornerbacks don't have to cover as long because we got a great pass rush. So the defense was 6th last year in scoring defense. All right, top 5 overall defense. So I think they're going to have a top 8-ish defense, if not much better. I mean, I mentioned the EPA before, just the gap. Green Bay was 4th in defensive EPA. So that now you add, I'm just saying.
Josh, you
for the
got to take a day off.
analytics.
Josh, you got to
Josh,
stop.
you have to stop.
We did the show well for 4 years.
Hold on.
without
Never
Josh.
talking about it.
Josh, we did it for 4 years.
Josh is
and
getting
here's the
EPA
problem, bro.
Nick uses
I've
it when
never
it
used
supports his
I've
argument.
Why
You use something, DVOA, whatever it is. You throw
I've
stuff
never
out.
once used it.
But you're going
and because
too
here's
hard
the
on
thing
it.
No,
is,
no,
and
I'm
it's like
just
you're like
saying.
adjusted or not adjusted. Bro.
Well, look, I'm here for the streets, and I'm here for the analytics geeks. So all you guys, I'm hitting all cylinders. But the defense, I think, is going to be much improved.
Okay,
It already
stick with
was
that.
good.
Okay,
all right.
good.
So can I?
And the offense,
So-
I think Matthew Golden's going to be a number 1 receiver. J-Lo, bounce back year, big year. Yes,
Okay,
I got them.
I
winning.
I like
respect
that.
the take. This is just such a huge bet on Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Because listen, what the Packers had, in my opinion, was a bunch of good players.
Yes.
And
I agree.
I'm not certain, aside from their safety, they had any definitively great players. Now they do in Micah. But you do this because you believe your quarterback is ready this very moment. And you might say, I understand the initial reaction is, well, Micah's 26. Like, it's, you're going to have him for a
got
long
a
runway, and you are. This trade, it will be at its best immediately for them and be more costly as the time goes on. So if we can throw up the Barnwell article, I think it is noteworthy because with the cost of those picks, not having the first-round picks, added on top of his deal, Parsons will cost the Packers more than $65 million per season over the next 4 years. 4-time Pro Bowler will make more, at least implicitly, than any other player in the game, his old teammate Dak Prescott included, and twice as much as Bosa, who was the highest paid edge rusher in the NFL a few months ago. On top of that, bro,
And you know why it's saying that to 60? Because I don't know if people are going to understand.
Oh,
that
it's
if they
because
would
you don't have the
draft pick
the
that you
draft
gave up.
the draft pick, the 2 draft
But I
picks that
got
you gave
Micah
up.
Parsons.
No, I understand.
I just
No.
think that's a little funny.
No, I don't
I'm
think
not
it-
the analytics guy that Barnwell is, but
So
it's,
you're dropping EPA left and right. Listen, the draft pick certainly doesn't matter for this year because you literally wouldn't have it this year. It likely doesn't matter for next year because that's only 1 pick and they would be a rookie. Where this trade, if it ever feels not great for Packer fans, it's in 4 years, right? It's when those guys that you would have been drafting would be entering their prime, they'd be cheap. And so,
and remember, they're the youngest team in the league.
That does make sense. I understand.
But the point I'm making is you don't do this if you don't think you can win this moment, which is a bet on Jordan Love.
That's
It's a bet on Jordan Love right now.
They clearly think, and I think a lot of, even you who are not sold on him, you think the potential for greatness is there.
Yeah,
and that's
his
the thing.
upside's huge.
He looks great. Like he
the
could
last
be great.
2 playoff games for him were tough. We don't talk about that Eagles one where he threw 3 picks. The Niners one where he threw the pick at the end. Like the
Dallas one we talk about.
The Dallas one.
So we're going to bring in a Packers fan now for a fan's perspective to see if this Packers fan is worried about 4 years from now, this Micah trade is actually not going to be great, Wayne. But how do you feel about the Micah trade right now?
Man, It's beautiful. It's beautiful for real. I have something personal about it, a personal opinion about it, and a personal reason why I'm not too surprised about it. I'd like to label it. It's shockingly beautiful.
Okay.
I like
What's
that.
the what is it? Can you expand on the personal reason you're not that surprised by it?
Because I remember when Michael was at my house one time, a few years ago. I was as soon as he got to the crib, I greeted him. I started talking about Jerry. And I made a comment about something like, you his son, you the golden son, you're the golden child. He stopped me right there. Like, nah. I ain't. It was like, nah, me and Jerry, I ain't one of those type of cowboys. And I like, what you mean? I was like, nah, Jerry like you. You could go out there and blow the world up and still come right back on that team. And that's your spot. You're like, yeah, our relationship it ain't like that. When that always stuck with me. That stuck out to me.
Oh, wow. Wayne out here
That's a
breaking
good
news
scoop.
from one of Kansas City's most gorgeous hotel suites, by the way.
Oh,
I
it's
can
stunning.
see that
That's
one
top
any
of the line.
I mean, that's
It doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't, absolutely.
I didn't know they had a place that nice in Kansas City, man.
Go ahead, bro.
I hollered at Nick. It's called. Apparently, this is our God's country. Nick tells me. So.
Wayne, have your expectations for the Packers moved for this Micah trade? They jumped ahead of the Lions in the division, and now they're right behind the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl. Where do you have how optimistic were you before, and how optimistic are you now?
I think anybody that knows me know that I am the most optimistic when it comes to my Packers. But realistically, the defense was already kind of like a top 5 defense, especially toward the end of last year. And all we were really missing was somebody that could rush the quarterback on a consistent basis, and somebody also, we was kind of lacking on the corners only because they're not too known yet. And I think we help them out a whole lot with this move right here.
Oh, look at
okay.
this. Hold
See,
on, Wayne.
Now it's just guest central here.
It is what
I'm surprised you didn't come with your jersey on, Greg.
He got the green on. The green suit.
Where Wayne at?
Wait, there he is.
You know what it is,
Yeah,
man.
Greg.
It's green and yellow all day. Let me
doing,
know
Greg?
what's happening, Wayne. Let me know where we meeting in the box, we meeting on the field, what game we going to. I mean, we actually gonna be there quite a bit. We gonna host a trophy. Brew has jumped on board. We don't know what Nick's gonna do. We really don't even care about Nick. This is about us, Wayne. Let's talk about it, man, because it is what it is. It's coming through Green Bay.
I mean, we definitely gonna ride the little bicycle. We're gonna do the bicycle ride all the way to the. We there.
We doing
it.
We doing it.
I already asked Michael what's the neighborhood I'm moving in.
I mean, hey, the downstairs suite, that's me. I like to be in the basement,
Got you.
secluded a little bit, but we
Got
getting it
you.
on. Yeah, it is what it is.
Greg,
Y'all know what it is.
you've had 24 hours now to digest it. It happened when we're live. Have you had you were very enthusiastic when it happened. That felt like your alumni, and I sent you a text like, alumni Greg Jennings, over the moon. Analyst Greg Jennings, the same level of enthusiasm, or has it
Alumni Greg
measured
Jennings is definitely a little higher than analyst Greg Jennings. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, this is going to be a really good team. Do they win the division? I believe they win the division now. Do they still have some bumps in the road? Of course. But when you look at impact players, and Micah being an impact player, and I know everybody's like, man, yeah, he disappeared in the postseason with Dallas. There was you remember me talking about this cloud, this dark cloud that kind of loomed over Dallas, and Jerry had a lot to do with all of that. We don't have that in Green Bay. Wayne, we don't have that in Green Bay.
We don't. Doesn't exist.
So when he lines up in Green Bay in the cold, knowing that he has all these dogs on the other side, because they're not going to fall asleep. They're not going to be snoozing like the Dallas Cowboys always do in the playoffs. He going to be, this is what it is? Because we going to all be there. We going to all be there. The stars shine bright in Green Bay.
Oh, yeah, they've got to.
Absolutely. Absolutely, they got to. So that's my honest analysis.
All right. Well, I've got one before Wayne goes, because I know he's got a plane to catch. Wayne, this is maybe personal business. We'll make it public a bit. I do owe you 5 from last year against the Bears. You said we'd run it back. I
Yeah.
feel like now it's a fair fight. We can just do your team, my team. A Packers-Chiefs lasts longer, double or nothing, right?
I'm with it. That
All
just
right,
sounds
so-
awesome.
He act like he said
see
that
it.
like you was gonna be scared and back down.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
What we doing?
Thank you, Wayne.
Wayne, thanks, brother.
Appreciate it as always. We'll have you on soon. Go Packers.
Man, go Pack, go. Kevin, you got the hardest job ever.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks,
I know.
man.
Trust me. I understand.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.